All right, so we are a little later in the day from when I recorded the egg cutting video from yesterday, but this will post Wednesday morning. That female's done laying her eggs. I think there's probably about 8 in there, so I wanted to pull them before they are in here way too long, and they're harder to pull. She bucked one of them out, if you can see that there in the video, and it looks kind of like a boob egg a little bit on the outside. I don't know how that's going to fare for me in the long run. I think there's maybe a slug or 2 in here as well, which kind of stinks, but I still think there's at least 6 or 7 good eggs. So if you guys aren't familiar with pulling eggs, sometimes the females don't care, and sometimes they're very bitey. And this female is bucking a lot, but she is not striking. But typically what I do, even with, like, let's say snakes in general that are in their tubs that could be a little bitey, I usually try to come in from behind them. Ball pythons, this is a ball python thing, not applicable to all other species. I usually kind of try to come in from behind and just kind of give them a little one of these. And then once you usually get over a ball python's head like this, I mean, it kind of knocks down, gets them in that kind of retreat mode rather than attack mode. So we're already on top of her head like that. She's good to go. I don't expect her to bite me. Doesn't mean she can't, but I don't expect her to. She's off the eggs. We're good. I usually run down here, make sure I don't feel anything else. She feels empty to me. So then I'm gonna take, so yeah, we did get a couple slugs. So these are called slugs. These are infertile eggs. That is a slug versus what a normal size egg looks like. So we have 6 or 7 good eggs. I'm gonna try to pull these all off. They're not stuck together, which is actually really nice. Pull them off and put them directly into the egg tub, the same way they're oriented. I will candle them later. It's kind of too hard to do all in one video, but I will do it at a different time. All right, slug eggs just go directly in the garbage because they are of no use. Now this female, what I will do is I will take her, I will wash her off like with a little bit of Dawn dish soap and water, very diluted, and that gets like the scent of the eggs off of her. I give them a fresh tub with fresh cocoa, fresh everything, and that will, hopefully get the egg scent off of her completely so that she's ready to eat again soon. These females, if you don't get that scent off of them, it can be a little harder for them to go back on the food right away. She actually looks like she's in really good shape. She's a first-time mom. She laid 7 good-sized eggs and 2 slugs, so it's a decent clutch. I'm still trying to get over that 6-7 egg hump over the last couple clutches I've had, but she looks like she's in a good temperament. She looks like she's in good shape. So hopefully, once we get her washed off and we get her back into some more food, she's back and we're just ready to go. So let's, I'm gonna get her away for a second here and get these eggs away. So this is gonna be clutch number, I believe 6. Let me get my tub card. Here we go. So yeah, we are clutch 6 for the year. So she was a pastel leopard clown. The male was my OD blade pied double het clown MJ xanthic male. So I've made a similar clutch like this last year from a lesser leopard clown, and I think from a super pastel clown, maybe. I think with the 2 clutches that were similar to this from last year. And let me pull out the one female who let me show you to her here. Let's take a little walk over here. This is the female that came out. I kept 2 of them, and these were the only 2 that I produced that were similar to this. They're pastel OD blade. This one I don't think had leopard in the pairing. So that's what, I mean, it's just an awesome looking snake. One of my favorites. She's over 1,000 grams already. So she's clown het pied, pos het MJ as well. So she's going to be a very powerful breeder. Whether or not she has MJ, she's still going to be very powerful. So I'm trying to make more of these snakes because I only have 2 holdbacks that have similar genetics like this. And my goal at the end of the day is to try to hit something like a Super OD, Super Blade, Lightning Clown Pied. Now, obviously, to do that, I need to have males and females that have both of those genes in them. And these females are the first step, but I can't guarantee that these are het MJ yet. So I am looking to produce more of this snake in the hopes that somewhere down the line, I'm able to produce Super OD, Super Blade, Lightning Clown Pieds, which is what I'm doing really with this male in any of the Clown Pied pairings that I have with him. So, you know, I was showing you guys last week, you know, he's being bred to this Clown Pied female. She's at, you know, basically close to ovulation at this point. Let me get this down here. She is going to help me get better odds in producing double visual Clown Pieds with him. Roughly half the babies should be visual Clown Pieds, and roughly half the babies should be het MJ Xanthic as well. So again, trying to work that project. If my end goal is to make Super OD, Super Blade, Lightning Clown Pieds, or even just Super OD, Super Blade Clown Pieds, this female breeding to that male is going to get me there a lot faster, which is why I just took this plain Clown Pied female to him. Because, you know, as you know, sometimes breedings don't go the way you want them to. And this year, again, you know, I have backup males because some of those males have chosen to not do a very good job in mating with the other females. So that male is getting tons of work. Luckily, he's a triple recessive snake, a visual double het. Luckily, he has OD and Blade, which work well basically anything, in my opinion. So, you know, whether he's pied, whether he's clown, whether he's MJ, whether he's a double visual of any of those, it works. So spreading his genes to everything to try to produce more double visuals that are single het is fantastic, especially if the OD and the Blade kind of ride along with it, which is the goal at the end of the day. Because when a lot of people are making, you know, double recessives that have, you know, one copy of a gene, or they're layering in multiple genes, but not super forms of a lot of them. A lot of people aren't working with supers. They're just trying to take, you know, OD and a YB and mix them together and make a Clown Pied, which is great. They're beautiful snakes. But what happens when you make a Super OD YB Clown Pied? I actually have one of those. That's actually one of the males I'm breeding this year. But it creates such a drastic difference. I mean, his head is just plain yellow, and he has this white or black Y that goes across the top of his head. And that's the only black that he has on his whole entire body. One of the coolest Clown Pieds I've ever seen. So when you add the supers of some of these genes in there, it can completely change what the snake looks like. So that's what I'm trying to go for. Especially, I'm really curious to see what like a Super OD Blade MJ Xanthic Pied looks like, or an MJ Xanthic Clown looks like. Because I don't even have any MJ Xanthic Clowns yet. I'll be able to hopefully produce some this year, but I don't have any yet. I kept a lot of Clown het pied pos het MJs back from last year. So hopefully when they're all ready to breed this year, a lot of those clowns, I'll get some good odds with the fact that some of those will have to actually produce me some Clown MJs because they'll be het pied. So I'll be able to kind of take out the pied in that mixture and just produce some Clown het MJs, which will be really cool because I have never actually seen one of those sold on the market. So, you know, moving those projects forward and getting into them while you can is kind of pretty important. So that's where I'm going with that project. These are more of his babies. Hopefully I get some more of those, you know, OD Blade pastel. Well, maybe not without the pastel would be good. Looking babies that have some awesome genetics in them, in recessives. What I'll do now is I actually, in Husbandry Pro, I'll scan the female's QR code. I'll weigh her, see what she weighs. I'll clean her off, get her a new tub, and then I will take the eggs. I will weigh them and put that info into Husbandry Pro. I don't know if it's completely necessary, but it takes a minute. You might as well have that data for the heck of it. I'll candle them, make sure the veins in the embryo are right side up. I'll put the Preston seal on it, and then I will shove these into the incubator and not think about them for a couple days. Now, as of right now, this other female, a couple days, a couple months, she's looking like, I don't know if you'll be able to see that from here, like she's trying to start laying soon. So she's actually due to lay today. So I'm assuming this will probably be the next video. Hopefully she lays by tomorrow, which will be Wednesday. Even though this video is posting on Wednesday, I'm recording it Tuesday. Hopefully she's laying by then, so that'll be Thursday's video. And then at that point, that clutch that I cut should be out of their eggs. A quick update on that one snake that looked like it was wrapped around the umbilical cord. It looks like it flipped itself around. So I think it's okay. It looks like it's kind of unwrapped itself. And I think a lot of those snakes just happen to be bamboo, which is, I didn't really mention that in the other video, but the bamboo combos that I hatched out a few years back, before they actually hatched and before they had their first shed, they're actually very kind of white looking, and a lot of that coloration didn't come in because they're pretty vibrant even as adults. A lot of that color doesn't come in until after that. So I'm assuming the snakes that are like super white are probably bamboo. So that might be just a lot of bamboo in the clutch, which is cool. I have a bamboo pinstripe ultramel that I made a couple years back. I think bamboo is super overpowering in ultramel, but in a good way. And the bamboo pinstripe is just amazing, even as an adult. And I've showed it before, and maybe I'll go through my ultramel stuff that I have in a future video. But I think that's what those whiter snakes are, is that, and a lot of them were very white. So, I mean, it could have been firefly in there combining with bamboo, but I think a lot of those might be bamboo, especially the ones that I think are ultramel. That might be the influence. So hopefully we got some really good luck with that, because bamboo in ultramel is fantastic. Obviously, you don't want to breed that with other blue-eyed Lucy genes because then you're just going to make white snakes. So, you know, if there's a bunch of females in there, that's good for me personally in terms of breeding in the future. I just will make sure that the male that I'm breeding doesn't have a blue-eyed Lucy gene in it. I don't know if I would keep a male that's bamboo and ultramel, because I don't know if I want to pass that on to like every single female that I have. But I don't know. We'll have to see what we get in terms of odds there. So let me get this clutch put away. I hope you guys have an awesome Wednesday, and we'll see you tomorrow.